Hey everybody, my name is Claudia Sotillo and I will be attending the Anesthesiology Annual Meeting, which is the annual conference put on by the American Society of Anesthesiologists. And honestly, it's like the biggest anesthesiology pep rally you're ever going to be at. So this is a guide, especially if you are a medical student and this is your first time going. This is going to be combing through day by day, all like the essential sessions and who it's going to specifically target. So this is going to help you kind of really glean what's going to be relevant to you, what isn't, and how to manage your time in San Francisco appropriately. So let's get started. All right, so Friday. Friday the 13th, do not let the date scare you. So Friday is going to be the medical student reception, which is honestly a blast. There's going to be like food, there's going to be swag, there's going to be people from all over the country, and you're going to score some amazing things. So, you know, if you are interested, you should definitely go. You might even score a gift card. So it's super fun. Party responsibly, but like, don't miss out. But Saturday is when all of the sessions are happening. So especially if you are about to enter residency, so if you're a fourth year who's actively applying, some of these sessions in the morning are going to be really, really good and targeted towards you. So the first one up is at 9 a.m. It's Anesthesiology Mythbusters, Things I Wish I Knew Before Residency. And kind of like the title implies, it's going to have a panel of current residents who are going to share exactly what they wish they knew. And that's going to be essential for you because it's going to spare you some heartache and maybe even like save you a lot of time, because they're going to share, you know, how they focus their time, how they focus their studying, and you're going to be able to hear it directly from active trainees. Following that at 10 a.m. is another session called Anesthesiology Intangibles. And this is another session that's like really targeted towards those people who are applying right now and going to enter the anesthesia residency workforce soon. So it's led by Samuel Yanofsky, who is honestly like a leader in education. And so he's going to share things that, again, it's going to save you some time and probably help you target your learning as you're balancing everything in residency. So another session to not miss out on. Finally, at 11 a.m., I mean, I'm a little biased, but this is the session to definitely not miss. It's for everybody, whether you are currently applying or you're not. It's called The Faces of Anesthesiology, and essentially we have gathered active trainees from across the country, and they're really diverse voices in our specialty, and they're going to answer questions that are structured, and they're also going to answer questions that are not structured, meaning there's going to be an open mic. So we really want to target the heavy hitting questions that are probably on your mind. How is it in a training program right now in anesthesiology, especially as an underrepresented, student? And how is anesthesiology answering this call for social change? So please join us. If we don't get to your question, some of us will stay back afterwards. So it's promises to be really good and hopefully super informative. So come by and say hi. And after you've properly lunched and you have rested and digested, please come at 1 p.m. to a session that's also geared towards people who are thinking of applying. So this is probably more geared towards, I'd say, a third-year medical student on crafting a successful anesthesiology match. But if you are also applying right now, this will also have advice on interviews. So also relevant for you too. It's at 1 p.m. It's going to have leaders in resident education and specifically program directors from programs across the country, and they're going to answer questions on what they're looking for, what they think is a successful application, honestly, and who doesn't want to hear directly from them? So check that out at 1 p.m. Following that at 2, there's the Essentials of Anesthesia, a case-based view into the daily work of an anesthesiologist. And this session is going to be geared to those individuals who may not know, they're on the fence, right? They don't know if anesthesiology is for them. Is this kind of the type of lifestyle I want to have? So this is going to go into kind of like the daily work of an anesthesiologist, and so it's going to give you a good idea if it's a good fit. And if you're coming all the way to San Francisco, you probably want to go to the big Mammer Jammer, which is the residency open house. This is going to have residencies from all across the country, and specifically like residents like from these programs are going to be there, and the residency leadership. So it's a great opportunity to ask questions, introduce yourself, and really get an idea, is this a program that's going to be right for me, right? Is it an urban setting? Is it more of a community setting? Is it a mix? How many residents do they have? Will I be seen? Like all of these questions you can ask directly to individuals who run the program, and it's going to help, honestly, like give you an idea of what kind of program you're probably going to see yourself at, and also what program is going to be a good fit in terms of cases and the education, the class size, things like that. So definitely check that out. You had to pre-register, and unfortunately, I think it's all full. But if you are able to secure a registration, definitely go. And if you aren't pooped after that, you should definitely hit up the happy hour at Spark Social. This is going to be a happy hour specifically for you guys, everybody who is honestly at ASA and considers themselves underrepresented in medical school. So anybody who is in the Native American Medical Student Association, PAMSA, LMSA, which is the Latino Medical Student Association, MSPA, SNMA, WIA, everybody come together. Especially like, if you want to socialize and maybe have a little drink. So check that out. And after you've properly rested, Sunday is also going to have events. You do not have to be a medical student delegate in order to attend this first one, which is at 9 a.m. It's the Medical Student Component House of Delegates meeting and education session. And, often we get asked, how do I get involved? Like, what can I do as a medical student? I'll tell you what you can do. You can attend this session because they're going to have a keynote speaker. It's open to everybody. It's going to be Dr. Travis Reese Nguyen, and he's going to have his keynote talk on unapologetically authentic. Yeah, being unapologetically authentic and finding your way through training. So go learn how to be unapologetically authentic, guys. This is going to be an awesome session. And honestly, it's going to give you an opportunity to ask, how do I become a delegate in the House of Delegates? How do I get involved as a medical student and get a behind the scenes on the political action at ASA? So check that out. Following that, at 1 p.m., again, after you've lunched and everything, another thing you can do as a medical student is get involved with the Foundation for Anesthesia Education and Research. And I'm a bit biased on this one because I participated a few moons ago, but it's honestly one of the foundations that has truly shaped my career, and I cannot recommend it enough. So the Medical Student Anesthesia Research Foundation or session, it's going to have poster sessions, and it's going to be medical students who have participated in the program and are actively presenting their research. So usually you apply in between your first and your second year in that free summer of medical school, and it's like a mentored, like a partnered mentorship for a research project where you are matched with a researcher anywhere in the country, and you can essentially complete a project and then present it at ASA. So the folks who are presenting at ASA this year completed their project this past summer. So go hype them up, go ask questions, get involved, ask how to get involved. This is so important because it's an excellent program, but also it's an opportunity to get involved. So go hype up your classmates. Also on Sunday, a personal favorite annual activity for me is going to the exhibit hall and getting my yearly supply of pens. And you can do that too. So you're probably thinking like, what is the exhibit hall? So the exhibit hall is this like massive room in the conference, and it has vendors from all across the country. They're selling whatever you can think of, textbooks. They're selling like pharmaceuticals. So usually there's like a giant bottle of propofol, and it's kind of like an unspoken tradition to get your picture taken with a bottle of propofol. And there's also vendors for jobs. There's vendors for everything. There's even poster sessions in there. So definitely check out the exhibit hall. It's super fun, and it's filled with all sorts of interesting things. And finally, Sunday night is going to be where many of the departments of anesthesia from across the country are having their departmental socials. So if you attend a medical school that is affiliated with an anesthesia department at the training hospital, then you definitely want to see if you can RSVP and attend your home department's social. It's always a blast. You're going to be able to mix and mingle with anesthesiologists from your institution, but usually there's snacks. So who doesn't like free snacks, right? So check that out and let us know how it goes. And finally, the final thing is, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. It's flying home. But you know, I hope you enjoy your time in San Francisco. You know, there's plenty to do this weekend, but don't forget to look around and explore. So I attached this video from Walter's world. Walter travels all across the world, and he actually just went to San Francisco like 2 weeks ago. So this is a very recent and relevant video. You know, there's been a lot of news about San Francisco recently, and you can hear it directly from someone who recently was there as to where to go, what are the great tourist areas, what to expect. I thoroughly enjoyed this video, and honestly, I didn't even know there was a fortune cookie factory in San Francisco. It looks dope. You should definitely check it out. It's called the Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Company. All right. So thus concludes my in-depth daily analysis of the Anesthesia Annual Meeting for you, for someone who is attending for the first time this year. I hope I see you there. Please don't be a stranger. I wish I could say I'm taller in real life, but I'm not. But I hope to see you there, especially at the Faces of Anesthesiology. Have fun. It's always a good time. Party responsibly, and have a great time. Bye, guys.